I would like them, all of them, to acknowledge him, even if they win an award, acknowledge him because he gave you the stomping ground.
Mm-hmm. Most people don't know Nicki Minaj came out of that camp. French Montana came out of that camp.
all of
most
them.
people don't know half those people. We know, but most people don't know that.
Migos, Thug.
Yeah. Like most people.
Because they don't say it.
Just gonna name them really quick. will.i.am, Fergie, Taylor Swift, who had a huge part in the success of Super Bass. Elton John recently, but you know, he's an icon. Christina Aguilera, Ciara, Alicia Keys, Mary J. Blige, Keisha Cole, Gucci Mane.
For you, what was it like just trying to protect the business that you guys have built while
I have a
he's
system.
personally...
I take his apps off his phone. First thing I do, I delete Instagram. I delete everything. Even if I got to change his password, I'm changing it because I don't need the public to know he's having an episode. You realize you'd never know about any other episodes since September 13th because I control that. Because you're not going on Instagram, you're not going on Twitter, it's deleted. You know, and I just control everything at home. And now before the episodes come, I catch it. So that's why he hasn't had another one. And how you catch that is he doesn't speak to you. He wants to be left alone. He don't eat, he does not sleep. Text messages, there's a period after each word. And I'm like, you're going through an episode, you're sick. No, I'm not, ain't nothing wrong with me. Why do you...
Jay Z and Charlamagne did what? You might want to sit down for this one because the tea is scorching hot. Nicki Minaj is shaking the table again, and this time she's not just talking, she's exposing. According to her, everything we thought we knew about Wendy Williams' conservatorship was a complete lie. For the longest time, everyone believed Diddy was the one pulling the strings behind Wendy's guardianship, but Nicki is claiming it's actually Jay Z who's been calling the shots. And that's not even the wildest part. She's saying Roc Nation is allegedly plotting to make her the next big star to be thrown into a conservatorship. Can you imagine that? Nicki says that all those stories about her mental decline and substance issues aren't just gossip. They're part of a bigger plan to set her up. The idea is simple but sinister. Paint her as unstable in public, make people think she's losing control, and when they finally move to place her under a guardianship, nobody will question it. It's like they're conditioning the audience ahead of time, and honestly, it's chilling. This whole mess started when Gucci Mane and his wife Keisha K. O'Ear appeared on The Breakfast Club.
This is not something that is like a conspiracy theory. This actually happens. But if they're able to separate Nicki and Kenny, that makes Nicki vulnerable because your husband is your power of attorney. Your husband is your signator on all of your accounts in the event anything goes wrong. Michael wasn't married. Britney Spears was married, but of course they control all of that. And so the mere fact that all these narratives are out about Kenny stealing this to buy chains and buy that, that's not what it is. It's like, you know, they got doctors that are giving out these diagnoses saying that she's schizophrenic and bipolar and all of this stuff. And then Kenny's now here. You know, she trusts Kenny. Of course, they've known each other since they were kids. Their families know each other. And so Kenny is just in the way. And so what do? You create narratives to try to separate, because if you separate, then you can divide and conquer. And so that's what it's about. You know, she's going into her latter years and, you know, there's a lot of money on the line and she's worth a lot, but Kenny is in the way. And so, yeah, I mean, look at what they're doing to Wendy Williams. Had Wendy would have still been with Kelvin, they wouldn't have been able to put her under a conservatorship because she has a husband. So, you know, and like I said, there was only one that was accused of stealing. We're gonna leave it at that, okay?
Keisha was opening up about how she helps Gucci stay focused, explaining that whenever he's having one of his moments, she takes away his phone or laptop so he doesn't post something reckless online that could hurt his image. It sounded sweet at first, just a wife looking out for her husband, but things went left real quick. As the convo went on, Keisha mentioned how some of the artists Gucci helped early in their careers don't even give him his flowers anymore. And then, of course, here comes DJ Envy, being his messy self, bringing up Nicki out of nowhere. He claimed Nicki was one of the artists Gucci put on, but never gave him credit. Like, seriously? Out of everyone, he decided to throw Nicki under the bus. Now, before we even talk about Nicki's reaction, Let's get one thing straight. DJ Envy was lying straight through his teeth. Nicki has shown Gucci love multiple times, even giving him his props when she received the Michael Jackson Vanguard Award. The receipts are out there, plain as day. Envy was clearly trying to stir up drama between Keisha and Nicki, and sadly, Keisha fell right into the trap. This wasn't a casual conversation. This was a setup, and Nicki wasn't having it. Nicki didn't hold back this time. She dragged Keisha straight through the mud, saying Keisha's been jealous of her for years. According to Nicki, Keisha's whole issue isn't about loyalty or music. It's pure envy. Nicki claimed that Keisha's been craving her spotlight for the longest time and only stays next to Gucci to keep him calm and distracted. But Nicki didn't stop there. She went for the jugular, accusing Charlamagne of teaming up with Jay Z and Roc Nation in a plot that allegedly landed Wendy Williams in a facility. She said Wendy was doing just fine until Charlamagne wormed his way back into her life, and after that, everything started spiraling. That's some serious shade. And if true, that's a dangerous game being played behind the scenes. Nicki then brought up those terrifying SWAT incidents that happened at her home over the past few months, the ones where armed police stormed her place while her toddler was inside. She's claiming Roc Nation actually paid off the LAPD so they wouldn't find whoever was behind those calls. In her words, Gucci's wife has been trying to be me for years. Been dying for the spotlight for years. She's there to keep Gucci sedated.
So earlier today, I talked about Nicki Minaj and all those fraudulent charges on her American Express card. Well, now all these old tweets from Cardi B are coming up. And by old tweets, I mean tweets from 2 weeks ago. But when she was beefing with Nicki on Twitter and they were talking about each other's kids, this one tweet kind of foreshadowed what's happening right now. So let's take a look. Quiet as kept, the truth is you've been diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar for almost 9 years, and you also on heavy drugs, cocaine, perks, and Xanax. You don't listen to nobody around you. The only person that have the power is Kenneth Petty, but you know what happens with that Amex when you sedated. This is Cardi implying that Kenny, Nicki Minaj's husband, is the one running up her credit card bills. And because my timeline is so messy, this tweet came up right after that one. Kenneth Petty sneaking back in after crushing up a third Benadryl in her tacos, and it's Tom with a Hello Kitty Visa credit card just sneaking back in. Yeah, that was kind of funny. But again, people are saying that it was her ex-stylist who was using her credit card, so we'll find out.
Charlamagne the Fraud is Jay Z's friend and business associate, using iHeartRadio for these disgusting ploys against innocent families. He was around Wendy before her life went to hell. The buck stops here, baby. Bookmark this tweet. Y'all really do not understand who I really am? Bring it. Let's play. Y'all wanted attention? Let's do it. LAPD. Where's the evidence of my home being swatted with a toddler inside 4 times? That post had everyone online losing their minds. Nicki was basically saying she's done being quiet and ready to fight back against anyone trying to destroy her image. But just when people thought things couldn't get messier, Tasha K jumped right in. Now, I don't know exactly when Nicki and Tasha became so tight, but lately, they've been thick as thieves, like real close. And of course, Tasha wasted no time defending her new bestie. But she didn't just defend Nicki. She spilled some new tea that nobody was ready for. Tasha claimed that Roc Nation has an actual plan in motion to put Nicki under a conservatorship, send her away to a private facility, and take control of all her finances. Crazy, right? According to Tasha, the only thing stopping them from pulling this off is Nicki's husband, Kenneth. She said since Nicki's married, even if doctors tried to label her with a false diagnosis, her money wouldn't go to Roc Nation. It would automatically go to Kenneth as her legal spouse. In other words, he's the wall standing between Nicki and the people allegedly plotting to take everything she's built. And when you really look at the pattern, Tasha might be onto something. Every major celebrity who's been thrown into a conservatorship, none of them were married. Britney wasn't married when it happened, and Wendy was already divorced by the time Wells Fargo stepped in and handed her over to a guardian. It's like marriage creates a legal shield that makes it way harder for these setups to happen. Because if you've got a spouse, they legally have a say in what happens to you and your money. But according to Tasha, Roc Nation isn't letting that stop them. She claimed they've already started crafting a way around Nicki's marriage to Kenneth. Allegedly, they've been planting rumors in the media about Kenneth being controlling, reckless, and even stealing from Nicki, saying he's been maxing out her credit cards behind her back. That way, when they finally push the narrative that Nicki's unfit and needs a conservatorship, they can also argue that Kenneth can't be trusted to handle her money either because, in their words, he's a thief. It's like they're trying to eliminate both of them in one move. Tasha went on to say that if Roc Nation succeeds, Nicki could be handed over to a total stranger who will have complete control over her life and finances. Someone who can make decisions for her, including giving her medication she doesn't even need, until she actually starts breaking down mentally. She compared it to what allegedly happened with Wendy Williams, where she was isolated, medicated, and eventually lost control of her own freedom. The way Tasha broke it down was bone-chilling, like she was describing a real-life playbook of how powerful people silence stars who refuse to play along. And to top it all off, Tasha dropped a follow-up tweet saying, "Y'all gonna stop twisting my damn words. Nicki Minaj ain't got no schizophrenia. Let's be real, most of us got a little bipolar and crazy in us, and that's facts. They tried to 5150 Kanye for being bipolar. It's a mood disorder." She wasn't backing down either. She made it clear she believes this whole mental health angle is just another excuse to strip celebrities of their control and snatch their assets whenever they start speaking out too loud. Meanwhile, Wendy Williams is sitting in a luxury hospital suite while her lawyers are busy spending every dime of her money. It's wild when you think about it. Michael Jackson's gone. Britney Spears had to run off to Mexico just to feel a taste of freedom after years trapped under that conservatorship. And now Nicki's name is being thrown in the same mix. What part don't people understand? This isn't random. This is a pattern, a calculated takedown across the industry designed to make strong, independent artists look like they can't handle their own money or mind. And let's not ignore the elephant in the room. Kenneth, Nicki's husband, is in their way. He's the legal block standing between her and anyone trying to take over her finances. And what's even crazier, all this heat started right after Nicki tweeted about that COVID vaccine. But Tasha K wasn't done yet. Not even close. She came back swinging with another shocking claim that had the internet in flames. According to Tasha, Nicki's former assistant Khadijah allegedly stole her Apple ID information and passwords, then passed them straight to Nicki's ex-bestie, Ra Ali. And yes, we're talking about the same Ra Ali who gave Cardi B that infamous knot on her forehead back in 2018 when she tried to run up on Nicki at Fashion Week. The drama never ends. Tasha said that right after Khadijah leaked Nicki's info, thousands of dollars started disappearing from Nicki's credit cards like magic. And it all lined up with Nicki's own post from a few days earlier, where she took to Instagram stories saying someone had been stealing huge amounts of money from her accounts. Of course, everyone instantly pointed fingers at Kenneth because, let's be honest, people love painting him as the bad guy since he doesn't have a big flashy career and mostly stays by Nicki's side. And to make things messier, Cardi even jumped in the mix on Twitter claiming that Ken was keeping Nicki hooked on substances so he could steal from her. But Tasha hit back saying that's all lies. According to her, it was allegedly Ra Ali who had been pulling the strings the whole time, with Khadijah helping her from behind the scenes. Word on the street is that Khadijah's got a brand new gig now, supposedly working as Ra's babysitter and maybe even her side piece. People have been whispering that Ra swings both ways and that Khadijah handed over Nicki's Apple ID, passwords, and personal login details right to her. Next thing you know, Nicki's credit card information was leaked, money vanished, and Ra? Well, Ra was history. But Nicki wasn't about to take that quietly. She jumped back on X and posted these AI-generated clips of Jay Z in Beyonce's closet with the caption, "I am your karma." The post sent shockwaves online. Fans were losing it. Her Instagram got banned right after that, but Nicki didn't back down. She hopped right back on X and posted anniversary photos with Kenneth, basically saying, "We're locked in for life." It was her way of reminding everyone that she's standing by her man no matter what narrative they try to push. And the internet had a lot to say about it. One person commented, "I believe everything Nicki say, because whenever a celebrity seems to be crashing out and get to airing things out, it's often always the truth." Another said, "Nothing is wrong with Nicki. This happens when the bigger person gets tired of being the bigger person. They all did snake stuff to her for years. She's not crazy." So now the question is, what do you think? Do you believe Jay Z and Roc Nation are really plotting to put Nicki Minaj under a conservatorship? And could that be the reason she's still standing by Kenneth Petty? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button, and make sure you subscribe for more tea because this story, it's far from over. And don't forget, click right here for another very messy video that'll have you talking all night.